What is good, guys? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one I want to break down what's going on with the overall market and break down some very important levels for Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm also going to break down what's going on with the big bank earnings that just came out, what's happening with the economic calendar, and some big news about Tesla laying off more than 10% of its global workforce. But before I break the devil's information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. Firstly, I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Weeble link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Weeble and deposit $500, you guarantee 20 free stocks. If you deposit $25,000 or more, you guaranteed 75 of them. And the offer ends very soon in just a couple of weeks, in just 2 weeks from now. Anyways, for Tesla, we are down just a little bit during the pre-market session. This is because of the fact that Tesla had big news that came out about how it's laying off 10% of its workforce. That's making Tesla a little bit weaker. But I'll talk about the news and the charts in just a few minutes. Let's talk about earnings real quick, some economic data. Then I'm going to break down the news about Tesla. So, we had Goldman Sachs and Charles Schwab announced their earnings. Let me just note that right now, Goldman Sachs did relatively well. It topped its first quarter estimates fueled by trading and investment banking. They beat on their EPS with $11.58 a share. Revenue is also a slight beat for them, which is not bad whatsoever. The profits up 28% and their guidance is not looking bad whatsoever. Also, their fixed income trading revenue rose 10%. So not bad whatsoever. The investment bank fees surged 32%. And they beat estimates so far. So we had good guidance, nice earnings. That's why we're seeing Goldman Sachs up quite a bit. But Charles Schwab had very, very mixed earnings. You can see right here, total new assets was about $88 billion. That is rising from Q1. However, net revenue just barely met expectations at $4.74 billion, and it climbed from the previous quarter, which wasn't too bad, but their net interest revenue was a little bit down. They only saw this at $2.23 billion, a little bit below expectations and a slight decline from before. On top of all of this, their bank account balances of about $90 billion fell from $97 billion, so it's a little bit of a decline, which is a little negative for the share price, and guidance was kind of mixed, so not the best of news for Charles Schwab is part of why it's down. When it comes to the whole situation involving Israel and Iran, let me just make it clear that I'm not seeing any signs of extreme escalation right now. The media could still be screaming about it, saying all these things left and right. But at the time I'm recording this, I'm not seeing signs of extreme escalation. We'll just have to see what happens, at least to the market from here. I am seeing some life on SPY and the others as the market's trying to rebound. I'm not seeing signals that the whole situation is going to get much, much, much worse so far because the U.S. is trying to incentivize both sides to slow down. We're seeing other countries doing the same thing, and I'm really hoping that they both sides just kind of cool off from this point. That would be a lot better, at least for the markets. So far, that's what's been happening. So moving forward, when it comes to economic data, today's Monday, April 15th. We had Logan giving a speech very, very soon. Don't forget that we have business inventories coming out and the housing market index. Very, very minor data at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then moving forward, we have the 3-month and 6-month bill launches coming out at 11:30 a.m. And Dowley from the Fed is giving a speech, so we'll see how things go. So far, we have some minor pieces of data. We'll look for some volatility at 10 a.m., but it's all very, very minor. For Tesla, we have some big news that came out. Tesla's laying off more than 10% of its global workforce. This is some very, very big news. So what's happening right now is they're saying that Tesla is preparing for a massive layoff. The last few months, Tesla was preparing for these round of layoffs. They did announce this, and now we're officially getting more insights on this. Over the weekend, there were a lot of rumors about these layoffs that could be happening, as high as 20% of their workforce. Instead, they have now been confirmed to a lower number in a company-wide email sent by Elon Musk, which was leaked as soon as it came out. Over the years, we have grown rapidly with multiple factories scaling around the globe. And with this growth, it's been very, very incredible, as he mentioned. And the next growth phase is going to require them to basically cut costs and cut reductions and increase productivity, essentially. So Musk announced that as part of this effort, they have done a review of the organization and made a very, very difficult decision to reduce their headcount by more than 10% globally. There's nothing I hate more, but it must be done, and it will enable them to be lean, innovative, and hungry for the next growth cycle phase. He thanked everyone else, and for those remaining, he also thanks those who are going to advance in the difficult job that remains ahead, and they're going to continue to develop AI and things like that. So we don't know the exact percentage. Technically, he said more than 10%, which means that at least 14,000 employees will be laid off by Tesla's total headcount, which is around 140,000. So that means that Tesla is going to be laying off at least 14,000 employees, which is some big news. So we'll see what the exact number is. But this is some big news. If you guys look at it, this is affecting Tesla, causing it to kind of dip a little bit. We're still kind of flat at 170, so we'll have to see how it reacts. If Tesla were to try to rise again, because it came down all the way down to about 168, now it's trying to rise again. Watch the 20 EMA as resistance at 170.95. 171.8 and then 172.5. We have these three resistance levels. I think it's going to pop a little bit up here, but watch, especially 172.5. If we kind of fail to break that, we're going to be coming back down to 170, not 168. If we break through this, look for a test of 175. So I see a big test coming. The share price is going to pop a little bit, and then we'll see if it ends up getting a rejection or not. There is this imbalance down here, so Tesla looks a little bearish with the head and shoulders like structure. It's going to likely try to rebound towards 172 or get very close to that, and we'll see if Tesla rejects or not. So I'm going to be looking for a little push and watch and see if we get a rejection all the way back down to 168, if not lower, or do we end up breaking through 172 to turn bullish? I think it's going to be testing 172 and watch and see what the move is. Do we reject or not? But it is looking like Tesla's going to push a little bit. What else could help it is the fact that SPY is looking bullish right now. SPY is trying to push up. We have this big gap to fill all the way up to about 518. And so far, the share price is looking more bullish. We're looking at 515's resistance. If this breaks, watch 516.5, 518, and then higher levels like that. So we are looking pretty good. If we lose 512.5, we have this big gap to fill all the way down to about 510. But overall, it is trying to rebound, and I'm seeing some potential for SPY to try to go a little more. So watch 515. If we break this, look for more upside to at least 516.8 and 518. SPY is looking a bit more bullish as of right now. QQQ is also looking a bit more bullish. I said yesterday if the market did not see more escalation between what's happening in Iran and Israel, this would help fuel the markets for a bounce. So watch and see this resistance. We have 440 on the QQQ coming next. I'm sorry, not 440, 444. Excuse me, guys. 444 is coming next. If we break this, 446 is also going to be our next target. We're holding up so well. Watch 442 is supporting in 440. My gut tells me that this might try to continue higher. Might come back down to test 441.5, then continue higher all the way to 444. That is our next target thus far. For Aapl, it came down as we predicted to about 174. We called out that level in my video from yesterday, and I was trying to rebound. We're going to be looking for a push to about 177 if we end up breaking through that, eventually 178 plus. If we lose 174, we're going to be sinking back down, but I think there's potential for this to push even higher. Looks pretty good to me. And then for Nvda, watch 892. If we break through this, watch 900 and 908 as resistance. If you lose support at the 50 EMA, 884, look for a move to fill this gap down to 875. As right now, the chart is showing some strength. It's trying to rebound. I did call this out as a possibility. I said it might dip a little bit more to about 872, then rebound. That's what happened so far during the session. So look and see if we can push higher. Can we get all the way up to 900 and break through it? So watch for a test of 900. It looks like it has more potential, in my opinion. Just a few more. We have Supermicro showing some life. It finally got this little rebound. We were talking about this. And now we're going to be looking at resistance at 912. If it breaks, just look for 920. Excuse me, 925. And if that breaks, we have 940. So I'm seeing some life in that. Just a few more for Amazon. I know a lot of people are interested in this one. Showing some life. Can be looking for a push for just under 190. If it does manage to continue to push through. Resistance at 188. So look for 188 and 190. For support, watch 186. If we lose this, we could fill this gap down here at 185. But there is definitely potential. And for Meta, looking for another push all the way up to about this 523.8 area. So anyways, I'm seeing some more life in the market to push higher. This could help Tesla push a little bit more, but then watch resistance on Tesla because we'll see how it reacts to 172.5. We break through this or not, but I do see a test of that coming, and we'll see how Tesla reacts with the overall market. Look for more potential for upside. With that being said, I want to thank you all so much for listening. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you guys in just a few hours. Get ready for market open, do what you have to do, and peace out.